Do you consider eating bugs?
I might if I was in Africa.
No. Maybe, maybe not.
Bugs.
Well, if you gave me a lot of money for it, but that's about all.
Only if they're fried worms.
How about worms in your chocolate chip cookies? What if you looked in your lunchbox and found a grasshopper sandwich and a cricket lollipop? That might make you feel sick to your stomach, but more and more people are eating bugs. People eat about 1,500 different species of insects. In Thailand, markets sell silkworms, grasshoppers, and water bugs to eat. And in South America, some movie theaters sell roasted ants. The Food and Drug Administration, commonly known as the FDA, which watches over food safety in the U.S., allows a certain amount of insects in food. Every 100 grams, 3.5 ounces of chocolate can have as much as 60 insects in it. David George Gordon, a biologist and author of Eat a Bug Cookbook, thinks that in the future you might be eating bugs on purpose. He thinks that raising and killing bugs can be less harmful to the environment than keeping and slaughtering larger animals. You probably have never eaten an insect on purpose, but you probably have eaten insects. Flower beetles, weevils, and other insects pests that infest granaries are milled along with the grain, finally ending up as teeny black specks in your piece of bread. Ever wonder what apple orchards do with the wormy, buggy apples? Wonder no more. The apple juice you enjoyed for breakfast this morning? That is where those delicious wormy apples ended up. Oh, don't worry, it was boiled and sterilized, and the worms cooked to perfection. Yum, yum. How about these yummy bugs you eat? Apple butter has 4 insects per 100 grams. Raspberries or strawberries have 4 larvae per 500 grams. Chocolate has 80 microscopic insect fragments per 100 grams. Canned sweet corn has 2 length larvae, cast skins or fragments. Canned mushrooms have 20 maggots per 100 grams. Peanut butter has 60 fragments for every 136 pounds. Tomato paste, pizza, and other sauces have 30 eggs per 100 grams or 2 maggots per 100 grams. Pizza, anyone? Wheat flour has 75 insect fragments per 50 grams. Most insects are edible. They are low in fat and high in protein, and insects are said to be very tasty. Insects are easy to raise. There is no manure forking, no hay bale lifting, no vet bills, and you can raise them in an apartment. They are healthy and tasty and have been utilized for the entire history of mankind. After all, it is easier to catch a grub than a mammoth. And also, no animal rights activists, as far as I know, object to the eating of insects. There is a better name for this yummy meal-taking process than bug eating. It is called entomophagy. Did you know that 100 grams of crickets contains 121 calories, 12.9 grams of protein, and only 5.5 grams of fat? Compared to ground beef, which contains more protein, 23.5 grams, but has 288.2 calories and a whopping 21.2 grams of fat. The hardest part about eating insects is the catching of them. It is hard to work and potentially dangerous. The insects you eat must be free from pesticides. You can buy insects from a pet store. I went to Pets Plus at Georgetown, and this is what they had to say.
People do come in and buy mealworms, and I have seen them put them in their mouths and eat them. And I've also had tons of people come in and they'll buy giant crickets and use them in brownie mixes and cookie mixes.
To prepare a batch of crickets, just rinse, freeze until dead, but not frozen. Rinse again, and if you want, you can take off the heads, hind legs, and wing cases. My source said that cricket legs tend to get stuck in your teeth. One recipe you can use the crickets in is chocolate-covered crickets. Prepare the crickets as said earlier. Bake at 250 degrees until crunchy. Melt the chocolate, dip the roasted crickets in the melted chocolate, and set the crickets on waxed paper to dry. Yum, yum. How about some ant brewed tacos, or mealworm chocolate chip cookies, or mealworms eaten natural, like candy? Yum. Eating bugs is all a matter of your taste. Can you eat bugs?
Whiskas Vita Bites, crunchy on the outside and deliciously tender inside.
Whiskas Vita Bites. There's nothing kids would rather eat.